There are 106 miles to Chicago, we have a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's night, and we're wearing sunglasses. If nothing else, this film is one of the most gloriously quotable ever. The Blues Brothers, for those who sadly don't know about it and therefore whose worlds are a little less bright and happy, is a 1980 film about Jake and Elwood Blues, a pair of rhythm and blues musicians who were brought up in an orphanage in Chicago. So just as Jake gets out of prison, he and Elwood discover that the orphanage where they grew up is going to close and that they need to raise, I think, what, $5,000 in taxes pretty quickly, otherwise it's going to shut down forever. Now, they don't like any of the nuns or anything to work there, but they wanted to do it anyway, because they're just good guys, you know? So obviously, they put together their old R&B band, which just happens to include a wide variety of world-famous real-life blues musicians. Everybody in the world of blues just makes a cameo, at least, in this, okay? This was just a crazy set of SNL sketches that went too far and somehow got its own movie. It's like if The Lonely Island had their own movie. Oh, wait a second. Oops. James Brown, Cab Calloway, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, John Lee Hooker, as well as, not just blues people, Carrie Fisher, John Candy, Henry Gibson, and Charles Napier. The point is, it's just literally packed with greatness. But it's so inane. The comedy is so insane and random, all set around these two guys who are just so goddamn deadpan about the whole thing. It's just wonderful. And yet, despite all that, it was actually really hard to make. Dan Aykroyd was pretty new to screenwriting, and it took 6 months for him to deliver a long and, let's say, unconventional script, which director John Landis then had to just rewrite from scratch, which delayed filming to begin with. But then when it finally did begin filming, it did so without a final budget in mind, because they just had no idea how much this was going to cost. It was sky high for any film at the time, but certainly for a comedy. It ended up being one of the most expensive comedies of all time because of the incredibly big car chases and car crashes that there are, but also because, I mean, there are just some set pieces with a lot of extras and stuff needed, and it didn't help that John Belushi created a few problems with production with all of his severe drug usage and drinking and stuff, getting themselves into trouble with cops, the military, taxman, hillbillies, Nazis, rocket launcher wielding ex-girlfriends. These two will make music and do impossible stunts all in the name of a good deed because they think it's a mission from God. But is it actually any good? Is it just too crazy to work? Is it a cult classic that's not really worth watching these days? Here's my 1-minute review for the Blues Brothers.
Are you the police?
No, ma'am. We're musicians.
I love this movie. It's not just the massive car chases and crashes. It's not just the buildings getting blown up by Carrie Fisher with a rocket launcher. And it isn't just the ridiculously great song and dance sequences. It's actually the casual method with which John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd just waltz through it all. They get blown up and then they just kind of dust themselves off and walk away, you know. Their telephone box flies 50 feet in the air and crashes. They just go, what was that? They jump over bridges, they get rid of Nazis, they take out hillbillies. Just whatever. It's just, they take it all so in their stride. It's the little things in Aykroyd's style of writing, as crazy as his script was, which led to him being able to write, you know, things like Ghostbusters? He fucking wrote Ghostbusters, guys. This is the precursor to Ghostbusters, okay? Anyway, I'm giving this film 84 out of 100 because it has everything you could ever want in a film, especially Nazis that turn out to be gay at the last second before their deaths. I love that. So what other classic 1-minute reviews do you guys want to see? You can check out my Ghostbusters 1-minute review somewhere around here on the channel, I'm sure. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss a 1-minute review, fancast, vlog, quick list, random video of me taking a shit. That might exist. You're going to have to check on the channel. Who knows?